something was on my mind. So typically when I'm out, I listen to YouTube videos or podcasts. So I don't typically listen to a lot of music. I'm usually listening to YouTube or podcasts. And you guys probably do that when you're out walking or exercising or at the gym. You probably listen to this channel or some other channel. But I was thinking as I was going out, because I was listening to a guy who's very famous, I'm not going to say his name. And this guy is always talking about the need for the average person to have a savings account, right? The average person has to have a savings account. And in this account, this guy wants you to have 6 months of savings, right? So for the average person, if they live just a normal, decent life, nothing crazy, nothing astronomical, just a simple life with one vehicle, let's just call it one vehicle, all of their utilities, all of their bills, with the rent, let's say they don't own a mortgage, they rent. And even if they're living a decent life, we're not even going to include kids, because young kids, daycare could cost $15,000, $2,000 per month by itself. We'll just keep it simple. So the average person is probably spending about $2,500 per month on expenses, right? And so the average salary in America right now, it's just a decent salary. It's not even a whole lot. The average salary right now, I want to say 48,000. Let me double check, because I want to be right about this. Give me a second. Let me pull it up. I don't want to miss this. Give me a second, guys. All right. Okay. Not bad. This is probably counting a lot of the uppers if you hear these big planes flying over and very close to DFW airport. But the average salary was about $60K last year. All right. So this is what the average person is making. I don't know many people who don't own a business who's making $60K, but that only equates to $5K per month, right? $5K per month. If I'm not mistaken, that's probably about, I want to say about $25 to $30 an hour. So not many people out there making that. So maybe the numbers could be off a little, right? I think it's less than that. I think it's probably closer to 48 to 52,000 per year, but we'll just go with the stat. I pulled up, I went with the first one. So 60,000, 5,000 per month. Eliminate the taxes. Usually the taxes on something like this is about 20%. So 20% of, let's just keep it small, 10%. 10% of this 6,000, 20% would be the 12. All right, let's just go with the 20%. So 12K, which gives you a real reality of the money you bring in, 48K for the year. This is the real money, by the way. This is make-believe money. This is what's called your net. This is what calls this is what's called your gross. This is what's called your net. I make fun of this, and this is what I say to remember it. By the way, smash thumbs up, smash thumbs up, smash thumbs up. What's up to everybody who's tapping in? I appreciate all of you guys. Just trying to teach you a little something about saving money. Somebody asked me the other day, do I believe saving money is a good idea? Absolutely not. Saving money is trash today. And I know this is going to give me a lot of trouble. You guys are going to go nuts in the comments because you, just like me, you've been trained, conditioned, programmed to save. But I'm here to tell you, what's up, everybody in the comments. I see you tapping in. I'm here to tell you that today, so really quickly, in 2020, just about 5 years ago, smash the thumbs up if you understand what I'm talking about. About 5 years ago, everything was different when it came to finances. Money, if you made $60,000 in 2020, oh, you were doing good. You were doing good. Even after they take the taxes out and you're down to 48,000, you were still doing pretty okay, right? Because cars were less expensive, food was less. Don't get me started on chickens and eggs. It's cheaper to get the chicken now than it is to buy the eggs. So, but all of these things were cheaper. Cars were cheaper, rent was cheaper, homes were cheaper, gas was cheaper. All these things were less. What happened over the last 5 years? Well, other than the scamdemic, we'll just leave it at that. No disrespect to those who suffered, but they didn't have to. Just leave it at that, right? So, but other than that, what happened? Well, the government printed trillions and trillions of dollars. Every trillion is 1,000 billion, just to give you an idea of how much money that is. You and I can't even comprehend how much money that is. And so the government printed trillions of dollars very, very quickly. Remember the stimmy checks and all that? Well, that was the little bit. They put the rest in their own pockets. How? Well, they put it into stock market. Well, how does that send it to them? Well, who's investing in the stock market? Now you got it, okay? So they just kind of funnel. We always talk about it's a crime to funnel money, and not funnel money, but to wash it. To me, when the government prints money, borrowing it through the Fed is what they're really doing. That's what I mean by print. They borrow it through the Fed and put it into buy shares and whatnot out of the stock market. To me, that's the same as washing money. They're just protecting themselves. So a company or a friend starts going belly up. What do? They borrow money from the Fed, put the money into their shares, boost their company back up. And you and me, the average guy, we keep losing. That's why we cannot afford to be average. You can't afford to be average. I can't afford to be average. In 2020, this was a good salary. It was a great salary, to be honest with you. Y'all let me know. Let me know if you agree or disagree. But this was a great salary in 2020. All of a sudden, the government printed money, shut everything down. Bam, we got inflation. We got what I believe was hyperinflation, because they don't tell you the truth about inflation. There are things, you go do your own research, there are things they do not count in the regular inflation rate because it'll make it look bad. If you're a politician and you want to run for re-election, you don't really want to look bad, right? And so they lie to you. Yes, they lie to you. Oh, politicians lie? You didn't know that? Yeah, they'll tell you whatever they need to tell you. You ever notice around election time, there's a lot, it's like Santa Claus. Oh, there's a lot of good stuff coming your way if you just re-elect me. Well, why didn't you do it in the beginning? Because they're going to leverage that to get your vote. Hey, you want your student loans paid off? Yeah, I got you. Vote for me. Well, you've been in office 3 years. You could have done it already. Yeah, but that wouldn't have got me reelected. Am I saying too much? Am I telling too much truth? Okay, because like my son says, I don't want to tell a fake. A fake is a lie. I don't want to tell a fake. I'm not going to tell you a fake. This is the real deal. And so $60,000 is a lot of money, decent amount at least. Minus $12,000 in taxes, leave you about $48,000 in income. Break that down monthly. That would give you probably somewhere about $4,000 per month that you could use on your bills. If your bills were $2,500 a month, you'd finish the month plus 15. Not great, not bad. Plus 15. All right. So this guy, I probably shouldn't mention his name. You know who he is. Mr. Always Buy a House, Mr. Cut Up Your Debit Cards. We'll just say his name rhymes with Hamsey, okay? We'll leave it at that. Let me know in the comments if you know who I'm talking about. Cut up your credit card, have 6 months of savings. All this stuff's gonna leave you broke and poor. You know why? You know why? Because of what I'm teaching you right here. Let me know in the comments if you understand what I'm talking about it, or if you realize this is the truth now. This is why I hate saving money. Saving money is one of the worst things you could do today. It's one of the worst. Whereas 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago, it was one of the best things you could do. Because for one, the banks paid you interest. Now, go and ask your banker, how much interest do you make on your savings account? I'll save you some time. 0. You're not getting anything. Yet they use your money to get rich. That's why I always say, if saving money was the key to financial freedom, then why don't the banks save money? Huh? Wouldn't it make sense for them to save money? You just donate it to them. If that was the key, they could just sit on it. But they don't. Okay? Preaching better than y'all, amen. So he's saying 6 months of savings. 6 months of savings with this, by the way, is, I want to say 15,000. Probably more. Nope, 15. We'll just call it 15K. 15,000 if you do what this guy says. Drop 6 months of savings. So it'll take you about a year to be, and by the way, you have to save everything. So it takes you about a year. We know you won't save every dollar, but if you did, it takes you about a year. So somebody says, so don't get a bank. What I'm saying is it's okay to have a bank. It's okay to have, sure, you can have a bank. Here's what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to just stack money in the bank just to stack money in the bank. Let me know if that makes sense. So I don't want you to just save money just to save money, right? That's what I'm saying. If savings was a good idea, the banks would do it, but they don't. So if you want to have a bank account, sure, I have a bank account. I didn't say don't have a bank account. What I'm saying is if you're going to stack money in the bank and you're just going to leave it there and wait on emergencies or bad things to happen, you've already lost. A better way to do it is what I'm going to talk about in just a second. So let's stick with this theory of 6 months. I know I'm going fast, but I need to. I got things to do. 4K per month will leave you about $1,500 per month after you pay your bills. And this is a low-end lifestyle. You guys know it. I know it. Right? You could double that for a decent lifestyle. So, but let's say your bill's only $2,500 per month. And if you got a family, you know that's already doubled. But $1,500, so it takes you about a year and a half to be able to save to $15,000. Now, here's the problem. Now, let's say that year and a half goes by, you save $15,000. Now you got $15,000 sitting in your bank account. So let's start right there. Let me find my eraser. All right, I got just a few more minutes and I got to get out of here, but I didn't even want to be in office today, but let's stick with this $15,000. Let's say you did the right thing, you saved up $15,000, right? So you saved up for 6 months, you got $15,000 in your bank account. Let's start there, and I'm going to answer that question that someone asked, right? So you got $15,000, we're going to start right there. $15K in your bank account. Why is it there? Because you're supposed to save it. Why are you saving it? For emergencies or rainy days. We'll just put emergencies. That's the goal. To have this money in the account in case you lose your job or something bad happens, and then you could come back and protect yourself because you, my friend, have an emergency. Do emergencies happen? Absolutely. Do we always know when? No. Can we always control it? Absolutely not. It's just the way life is. So you're saying, hey, Sean, I'm going to save money in the bank because there's this thing called an emergency. And when it happens, I'm going to be prepared. So there you are. We're going to look at both accounts. We're going to look at my account and your account. And I'm just doing this impromptu, just straight off the top of the head. So here are the accounts. You have your savings account because you've been trained, you've been conditioned, you've been programmed that you got to have a savings account in case bad things happen. I decided I don't want a savings account because I've had one before and I still ended up homeless. It did not save me. So here we go. I'm going to change the name of my account really quickly. I'm going to change the name of my account to an opportunity account. All right, you have your savings account. I have my opportunity account. We both have accounts in the bank, right? Yours is a savings. What are you waiting on? You're looking for what? You're looking for emergencies, rainy days, bad things to happen so you can justify it. You have $15,000 in your account because you saved up. I have in my opportunity account $15,000 as well. So we both have $15,000. What's going to separate us? Because we have the same amount of money. What's going to separate us is how we think. All right, let's get into it. Your savings account, $15,000. My opportunity account, $15,000. Now, what's the purpose of you having that account? Emergencies. I know I'm scribbling a little, but I'm trying to go fast. I don't have much time. You're looking for emergencies and rainy days and bad things to happen. I'm looking for investments. I'm looking for investments. So you have 15, I have 15. I name my account an opportunity account. I'm always looking for opportunity. You name your account a savings account, emergency account. You're always looking for bad things to happen, right? There's a big difference. Same amount of money, different mindset. Waiting on bad things to happen, looking for good things to happen. Waiting for places to have to force my money into, waiting for places to use my money to make more money, right? You're looking to spend your $15,000. You're looking to spend it on emergencies, right? You want to spend that money. I'm looking to use my money. See the difference in mindset? This is just a mindset game. The difference is you're looking to spend money. I'm looking to use my money, right? Your money's going to go backwards, subtraction. My money's going to go forward, multiplication. I'm going to use my money to do what? Make more money. You're going to spend your money, $15,000. Let's say you get a few emergencies, and then at the end of the day, your bank account balance, eventually at some point, it's going to go to zero, right? And then what's going to happen with my bank account? My bank account, let's say I do a decent investment, it's going to go to 5K. So I'm going to use the money to get a return. You're going to use the money to get zero return. See the difference? That's why saving money is a terrible idea. Which game? Okay, which one is you? I'll let you figure it out. Which one is you? This is probably you, right? You've been told to save money, to pile it up, have 3 to 6 months of savings, wait on emergencies, which you manifest. I wouldn't, but you're welcome to. Then when the emergency comes, you're going to spend the money. It's going to subtract your account, leave you with zero. There's your new balance. Zero. Because guess what? After you spend all the money, how much do they put back into your account? Zero. Absolutely. Whereas if I invest for something called cash flow, I'm going to get money coming back to me. This is cash go. You have a cash go account. Your money goes out. I have a cash flow account. Money comes in. You tell me who wins. Out of you and I, who wins? Which of these would represent you? The one with the savings account, because you've been programmed by your parents, your grandparents, and the banker to save money. You keep thinking that's how you get free. I'm showing you it does not make you free. If anything, it traps you. It punishes you. You know why? Because you can't get opportunities because you're too afraid of these. Every time an opportunity to invest presents itself, guess what you do? You hit the brakes. Why? Because you've been programmed to have an emergency. So am I telling you to have zero in your bank account? No, obviously you should know better. I'm not telling you that. I'm just telling you if you're going to save money, have a purpose for the money. Do not just purpose it to just be stacked in a bank account and left. Don't do that. You're losing. I didn't even put inflation up here. Inflation is eating. I didn't even put interest rates. 0% interest. There you go. Inflation. Inflation is killing you. 0% interest killing you. How come it's not killing the cash flow side, the opportunity side? Because over here, we own assets. That's how we get cash flow. You own liabilities. Let me ask you, if the rent goes up and I own the home that you're renting and the rent goes up due to inflation, just want to prove to you that inflation is not a bad thing. I know you guys have been programmed that inflation is bad, only if you're on the wrong side. Inflation is a great thing if you own the asset. So when the housing prices went up, let's say your rent at your apartment doubled, that's bad for you, good for me if I own the apartment. So don't for a second start believing that everybody out here is trying to get rid of inflation. They are not. They're just saying whatever you need to hear. If I'm making more money via inflation, why would I want inflation to go away? Think about that. So inflation works against your money. Printing money works against, I could put QE, quantitative easing, which is just a simple acronym for printing money, government borrowing money and giving it out, buying things, saving people, not you, right? So your savings account, 15,000, my opportunity account, 15,000. Look at the difference in mindset. You're going to sit on yours, wait on an emergency so you can spend it and feel good about it. Your account's going to get subtracted because they do not put the money back. You're going to go to zero, back into the struggle lane because your cash continues to go out, never come in. Whereas all you have to do is switch your mindset to say, you know what, this is no longer a savings account. I watched Shon-Jhon's video. This is an opportunity account. Here's what I'm going to do. Every dollar I have in there, I'm going to look for opportunity. By the way, if you had an emergency and I had an emergency, let's say we had $1,000 emergency and we both had, well, you had $1,000, I had zero in my account. Just want to prove to you, you don't have to have any money in the bank. If you had 1,000, I had zero, we both blew out our tires and it was $1,000. You would go to your bank account because you're excited. You're happy about the tires blowing out because you've been waiting for this emergency. You've been manifesting it. That's why you save. This account can't even be successful unless it has an emergency. So you go right to your emergency account, take your $1,000 out, spend it, subtract from your account. Now your account is at zero. Your cash flows out, and you got nothing. You're back on the struggle bus. Whereas me, I'm going to say, sure, I need the tires too. I don't have $1,000 in my account. Here's what I do have. I have cash flow coming in from an asset. I could borrow money from a friend or from the bank, take a loan and cover it. I could swipe my credit card. I could finance through the tire company, right? I could sell some things out of my garage. What happened to hustle? We forgot how to hustle. Come on. You guys never been homeless? I have 3 times. I know how to hustle. There ain't a bill that can come into this house that I can't pay. Oh, I'm going to find a way. I'm going to find a way. Anything I'm not using is for sale. I'm going to find a way. I don't have to stack money in the bank. That's a dead game. I'd rather bury it under my pillow. At least that way I have access to it. You stack 15 in the bank, you go to get it tomorrow, they're going to tell you come back another day. They don't even have your money. They anticipated you not coming back. That's why they sold it. That's how banking began in the first place, but we'll leave that for another day. But I take my 15K, I invest in I find some type of asset to invest in, right? So you invest in emergencies, I invest in assets. An asset. What's an asset? Anything that puts money into your pocket. Liability, anything that takes money out of your pocket. Simple definition, easy to understand and remember. I'm going to use my money, you're going to spend yours. I'm going to multiply my money. I'm going to create cash flow, about 5K per month if I do a good job. And then my account is never going to go to zero. It's going to keep replenishing. So if I do have an emergency, because life happens, I'm just going to tap into the cash flow. You tap into your saved account, zero money. $0 in your account. I tap into my cash flow. So what? It's back next month because my vending machine business still running. My lawn care service is still running. My Middleman moving company is still running. It does not matter. The money keeps coming back. So that's my point. That's why I say saving money is a terrible idea. Probably, even if you take all of this off, the most important thing is if you save money, the mindset it creates a mindset of scarcity because you start feeling like there's not enough of anything. You got to hold on to your money. Now you start living below your means. Now you start missing out on the most important thing. You miss out on opportunities because your primary goal is not to multiply the money, invest the money, use the money, and make money. But your primary goal is to save money. That's it. You don't even understand the purpose of money. Money does nothing for you sitting in a bank account. Well, Sean, I have 100 grand in a bank account. That's cute. What is it doing for you right now? Well, nothing. Exactly. Why not take 10, 50 out? Go use it. Well, what if I lose it? It's lost anyway. It's just sitting there. Inflation's killing it. You just can't see it. Again. So I hope this helped you. I know I kind of rushed through this, and it's probably one of the most important videos I've ever done. And I just hope that you understand what I was trying to cover. If you don't, let me know in the comments. If you do, let me know in the comments. If you agree or disagree with my take, because I'm going to stand on this, like y'all say, 10 toes down. I'm going to stand on this, 10 toes down. And the reason I am is because a few years ago, I understood that saving money was a good idea. Today, it's a terrible idea. And the most important thing it costs you is missed opportunities. You miss opportunities because you have the money to invest to change your life, but because you are so programmed, so conditioned, so afraid of spending money on anything except emergency, opportunity goes by, the calendar swings to the next year, and there you are sitting on that sofa, eating pizza, being unhealthy, binge watching God knows what, and then thinking to yourself, man, if I would have invested in something last year, I probably wouldn't be in this position today. But there you are, doing it again, over and over, not investing, not changing your life, not moving forward, staying still, getting left behind, watching life pass you by, feeling sorry for yourself, throwing pity parties, and then you wake up every Monday through Friday, brush your teeth, get your coffee, grab your little lunch, and then go wait in line to ride the struggle bus. I've done it. I never want to do it again. If you want to do it, you can have my ticket. I'm out. Hit subscribe, hit thumbs up. Peace.